So, all right, what is a pollutant? A pollutant is any substance introduced to an estuary that is potentially harmful to marine life or has potentially detrimental effects on its health. And the focus is on potential. Okay? So pollutant is actually not something that causes harm, but something that has the potential of harm. Okay. So now what are the effects? And effects or impacts can be grouped into near field impacts and far field impacts. Okay? Near field mean in vicinity of the pollutant, or if it's a sewage discharge, within the vicinity. And far field means what's the impact on the entire marine ecosystem of an estuary. There's also short-term impacts and long-term impacts. So to underpin these definitions, here's a map of the loss of seagrass along Adelaide metropolitan coast, Adelaide coastal waters. Okay, so here you see an indicator of a degrading health of the marine environment along the coastline of Adelaide. Okay, and seagrass is an indicator. All right, so let's have a look at different sources of pollution. And this is just a brainstorming exercise. You know, you can ask your neighbor, what do you think are sources of marine pollution? Okay, surface runoff from agriculture, urban surface runoff. We talk about toxic sediments, heavy metals. Nutrients is a big one. It's not explicitly listed here, but a high nutrient load. Nitrogen. Okay. Oil spills, indeed, discharge of untreated wastewater, plastics, hard rubbish, microplastics. And indeed, you can also list genetic manipulation. So what are the common consequences? Very common consequences are algae blooms, toxic algae blooms, and the formation of dead zones. Dead zones are regions where there is an insufficient amount of oxygen available. Okay, so you have very, very low oxygen level. Invasive pests. Okay, the overall degradation of a marine habitat, for example, seagrass loss as a consequence. And you can have heavy metal accumulation in sediments and marine organisms. Okay, all right.